Welcome to the Be Magnetic podcast, where we ignite deep abundance and step into soul-led success without losing joy, freedom, or peace. This is for the woman who is bored, disconnected, and exhausted trying to win a game she doesn't want to play anymore. If your soul is calling for more flow, more ease, more magic, but you're not sure how to get there, get ready to become magnetic and create a life that is as juicy and abundant as you've always dreamed it could be. Hi, and welcome back to another Pick a Pile energetic forecast. Today we're diving into the energy of March. So as always, this is for you if you're here to build your life and your business from your soul and your intuition instead of survival. And the intention I have with this episode is to help you attune to the energies of the month ahead so that you can lead from your truth and in alignment with what is impacting you right now instead of pressure and force. So as always, let us dive into the numerology of the month first. So March is a number 4 in numerology. So the 4 is all about foundations, structure, stability, practicability, hard work. It's sometimes not the funnest energy to be in, but it's so necessary, and especially as we're in a collective year on, like this year is all about fresh starts. It's all about new things, new energies, like new ideas, setting a new foundation for the next 9-year cycle. And so March is an incredible month to really sit down and get strategic around what you want this year, but also the next 9 years to look like. It's also an incredible month to revise your foundation. So is the foundation that you currently have, like the systems, structures, is that the support? Is that really reflecting what you need in order to build this vision in the next 9-year cycle, right? It's also an incredible month to contemplate how you could add more structure into your lives. In your life, maybe you do need more stability as well. Do you feel financially stable enough? Do you feel emotionally, mentally, energetically stable enough? Do you feel like you have support, or do you maybe other areas in your life where you do like more support? It's also a great idea to think about where can you get a bit more practical and simple. So are there any areas of your life that really stress you where you think, okay, that would be simplified, that'd be so much better? Where can you actually take practical action as well, like where you have been maybe procrastinating a little bit? Also, where in your life maybe you do need to work a little bit harder because you haven't been putting the work into it that you said you wanted to put into this. So these are all ways, energies that are supported, and the best way we can embody this is by really taking the time to maybe write a couple actions on a list. Maybe there's already thoughts that popped into your mind as I was saying this. So write these down and then schedule some time in to actually do these things, whether it's like refining your foundation or reaching out to the things or doing the actions that will give you more structure. So that's the best way. If we get a bit more strategic, a bit more practical and hands down, that's going to be very, very supportive in this month. It's also like if you are in a season where you are, for example, planning a launch, or where you're planning a vacation, or where you are refining certain offers, this is a beautiful time for this right now. So you're perfectly aligned with the collective energy here. If you wanted to get into some of these things, then maybe March might be the month that you want to get into this, since there's a lot of collective energy that is supporting those specific actions in this time. Okay, so that being said, let's dive into our theme of the month. Today I actually brought some astrology cards and not the yesterday, so I thought we could mix it up quickly and do something new. So let me shuffle and see what comes up for the theme of the month. Okay, so we have Lilith, the North Node, and the full moon. So the theme that I see here, so Lilith is the planet of our repressed desires. It kind of shows us where we haven't been fully true to ourselves, where there's maybe things that we would love to pursue that we don't fully allow ourselves to pursue. The North Node is all about our destiny, our higher purpose, and where we're going. And then the full moon is obviously a peak energy level, a little like very emotional time as well. But it's also time where we usually harvest and like count our blessings. But it's also time where we get to release. So the theme of the month that I see here for us, for the collective, is that this month we are really being empowered to move forward and closer to our purpose and to our higher destiny and our higher calling, that we came here on earth. And we see this looks different for every one of us by really honoring the desires that we maybe haven't honored so much in the past, the desires that we have maybe repressed, and the needs that we haven't really fulfilled yet. So each one of us in their own way will encounter some things this month, that like opportunities that will call forward needs and desires that have been there for a really long time, and you're being empowered to follow them and to fulfill them, because that's going to lead you to your destiny, to your higher purpose, your higher calling in life. And obviously, like, there's a lot of energetic charge with that, because when we repress emotions or even desires and needs and things like that, there's like a lot of emotional charge aligned with them. So this can be very emotional, this, when you take these opportunities, when you pursue these desires and these higher callings that you're feeling. But it's also really, really rewarding, and you're gonna feel this reward. Although you're gonna be feeling very emotional and like very energetically charged, it's gonna be a sense of achievement for you, and it's gonna be a sense of like, yeah, like this is like a full circle moment. This is like a real blessing that I got to do these things. So that is the theme of the month. We are being invited to move through towards our higher calling purpose on this earth by fulfilling these desires that have been lingering for such a long time. And that will give us a sense of achievement and a sense of fulfillment and a sense of, yeah, life is awesome. We have a lot of blessings. Okay, then let's get into the pick-a-pile style readings. As always, there's going to be 3 groups, so you can intuitively pick a number between 1 and 3, so 1, 2, or 3, and then jump ahead to the timestamps below in the show notes that will lead you to your personal reading. As always, with all readings, I will dive into 100% divine light and channel information for your highest good and the highest good of all involved. I'll try to go into as many layers as possible, since this is a collective reading and there's sometimes going to be things that don't apply for you. So take what resonates and leave what doesn't. And that being said, let's dive into group number 1. Okay, so we have the 3 of Cups coming up first. So this month is definitely going to be a month where you are going to lean more into your relationships, especially friendships. I see accelerate. Maybe you're going to meet a couple people, feel really like soulmates, or you're going to reconnect with people that really nurture you. I definitely see like connections with like-minded people, and really celebrating with them and supporting one another be a really big theme for you this month. In business specifically, that can be very related to like either finding direct clients of yours that really feel like that you're on a wavelength and these are the people that you really desire to work with, or also like partnerships or collaborations that you've been really looking forward with people that really soul align. Yeah, and there's definitely going to be a lot to celebrate within a social context with your partnerships, with your friendships, with your clients, with your peers. We also have the Ace of Cups coming through, so another cup here. So definitely feel like March is going to be more about like nurturing yourself and really also being aware of your emotions here and really getting a deeper understanding of what you need in this season of life. And there's definitely going to be like a fresh start when it comes to how you take care of yourself, how you maybe even express your emotions, or even how you just for yourself acknowledge your emotions. I also feel like there's going to be a big release when it comes to maybe things that you've been feeling very emotional around, especially like in business, if there's been feeling things that maybe been a little bit draining or just haven't really gone the way that you wanted to them to go. There's going to be a fresh start, a release when it comes to those. Yeah, and then there's just like a lot of like like really understanding once again why you came here and feeling very supported on this journey and like very taken care of and also like inspired by the people around you, and especially like your closest environment is going to be really really important for you this month in order to build the success that you're wanting to build during the course of the month. Also, like whether it's your friendships or your relationship, like everything, like all the relationships outside of business will also help you to release and, you know, nurture the emotional states that you need in order to move forward in your business. So let's see what else wants to come up. And I also feel like a big part of like your higher calling and like kind of what you get to work towards throughout the course of this month is to really pay a close look to the relationships and the collaborations and who you get in bed with, basically in business. Okay, so there's also a reminder of Spirit that maybe this month it's time to lighten the load a little bit to like it definitely looks like you've been carrying a lot. You've been taking a lot of responsibilities, you've been taking on a lot of things, and now is the time to maybe consider to lift some of that load and either let yourself be supported by people in your life or you know, maybe even outsource it or just even release it, like what no longer serves you, right? Oftentimes we carry so much emotion and so much mental load that is so necessary because it doesn't really serve us. So definitely see a lot of that load lift. So if you've been feeling stressed or overworked or overwhelmed, that is definitely there for you, that there's definitely going to be a relief in some sense. Speaking of relief, this might actually shake you up a little bit. So there's definitely going to be some moments this month where you feel challenged, where life is kind of like unraveling, but it does serve your highest purpose and it does serve this purpose of like releasing the load. So I feel like you guys are people who you've been carrying a lot, you've been taking on a lot, whether that's social responsibilities or just things in business that you've put on your plate. There's been a lot of expectation on you, and you've been slowly sensing this desire to release some of that, and that release is definitely coming. It's going to feel at the first sight that it's going to kind of all come crumbling down, but trust the process because this is for your highest good, and out of that there's going to be so much support emerging, right? And you can really use this sense of like everything is crumbling right now, really use this to rebuild the foundation. Like again, this month is the perfect month to rebuild the foundation and really draw on the support system that you have, your friendships, your partnerships, draw on these things. And then eventually this moment, although it might feel challenging for you this month, it's gonna lead you towards your higher purpose and your higher fulfillment. It's gonna help you to really live more in alignment with your truest soul calling. So I really love this for you. Let's see what else Spirit has to say for your month of March. Okay, so we have grounding and we have healing. So the grounding card is a lot about contemplating your senses of security and really getting a deeper understanding of what is making you feel secure and grounded, and really going into nature and like building the structures around you, whether that's healthy habits or daily meditation, that really help you feel grounded and secure. And I think, again, this is going to be so helpful for you as you're navigating this unraveling time that's really shooting you towards your life purpose, but can feel very daunting while you're going through it. And healing says here, I support you on the path of healing. So this is really spirit wanting to tell you, like, I'm here with you every step of the way, even if this feels hard, even if this feels challenging, and like, I'm here with you. I'm helping you to heal. Like, this is for your highest purpose, really. Like, spirit wants you to remind you here that everything that's going to happen this month is really there to shoot you towards your highest calling, your life's purpose. So we've got the chamomile, gentleness, relaxation, and sleep. Do anything that helps you relax, be really gentle to yourself, and get a lot of sleep, and just relax, make yourself cozy so that you can really get the most out of this time, this month. It's going to serve you so much. That being said, make sure to stop by the show notes as well for all the free sources and free resources and related episodes and everything. Make sure to give this podcast a 5-star rating if you haven't done so yet, and then feel free to share screenshot this episode and share it if you found it helpful, if you found the reading resonated, and then I see you in the next reading. Bye. Okay, hello, my group number 2. Let's dive into your reading and let's see what wants to come up for you for the month of March. Let's see. Okay, so it definitely looks like you have a big month ahead of you, a month where you're going to complete a big cycle in your business, in your life, one where you maybe end a massive project or something big shifts in your life and your business, and you're going to have this sense of achievement, this sense of I've made it, like this is a full circle moment. But at the same time, this is a fresh start for you, and there's going to be like a new chapter emerging out of this month, and you're going to be invited to set new goals and set new intentions. What you want the next phase to look like. I also see a heightened sense of like your intuition, and like maybe this new start or this ending of this cycle is also bringing up a lot of just like thoughts, fears, illusions, maybe some like doubts, maybe also. So there's definitely like a lot of stuff going on within you that can be very inspiring. So I definitely see like there's a lot of like ideas, and your intuition is very loud and it's like kind of trying to pull you towards a path. But there's also like doubts and maybe like some fears of what will happen when you pursue that new path. And spirit in this place just wants you to know that they support you in everything that you desire and everything that you do, and they always protect you and always guide you on the journey. You just have to tune into their guidance if you need them. Speaking of that, there's definitely like a heightened sense of like your spiritual powers. Maybe you are contemplating to dive deeper into your spirituality and include it more into your business, whether that is you desiring to pursue a spiritual career, or like just wanting to include spiritual practices for your own purpose more, or just like leading a bit more from this place of intuitive decision making. And Spirit wants you to know that they support you deeply on this journey, and they're excited to see what comes off of that. And also this is going to help you, like, in many ways step into your power. And it's also kind of reminded that now is the perfect time to make those shifts and to pursue those desires that you've been feeling for a long time, maybe, to dive into those spiritual practices. I also see you going a bit more internally this month, just so that you can really get clear on what is your intuition and what are those fears and those doubts, because sometimes we can really confuse those two. And so since this is like a really powerful moment for you to start fresh and like set the foundation for an entirely new cycle, it can be very powerful for you to tune inward a little bit and really contemplate and really sit with what is coming up for you around this shift. And then I also see you through that, like through the contemplation and through really choosing empowerment over the fears and the doubts, and really choosing to step more into that spirituality. I see you radiate in confidence, and I see you really shining your light into the world and really like stepping more into the spotlights and just like very living a more fulfilled life, and even like achieving more success in business if you're following down that path. So it definitely sounds like March is going to be a big month for you, where there's going to be a decision that needs to be made around what this next chapter looks like. And there's obviously fear coming up with this, but once you move past them, there is so much joy and so much happiness on the other side. Let's see what else. Okay, we have personal power. So Spirit definitely wants you to know here that this is a moment where you can step into your personal power. This is a moment where you can now take up your own faith and carve your own destiny. And how beautifully aligned is this with the theme of the month, right? You're at a place where something is ending, and whether you're happy about this or maybe grieving a little bit the ending, this is a pivotal moment for you to really step into your personal power and design the reality that you desire for yourself. And of course, there's going to be fears coming up, especially maybe around your spirituality, around what you're capable of. But it's okay to withdraw and kind of work through those fears in quiet for a little while, as long as you're really staying in alignment with like knowing your personal power, knowing that you're not withdrawing in order to kind of pity yourself, but in order to really work through these so that you can then shine your light into the world and really achieve what you came to achieve in this lifetime. Let's see what else comes through for you in March. So we actually have 3 come through here. Okay, so we have lavender, tranquility, kindness, and self-care. Lavender is a beautiful flower or herb that can be very empowering to surround yourself with during this time. It can give you a bit more of that tranquil, peaceful feeling as you're going through like all the feels, but it can also be very good for your self-care, your emotional, mental self-care. So maybe that's something that you want to take a lavender bath or just burn some incense or something. We also have buds. Spirit wants you to remind that this is a new beginning and there's expansion. What beautiful card to come up as we're moving into spring, because honestly, this is a new beginning, and every new beginning is there to expand you, to bring to you new blessings, new beautiful things, right? And so just as the world opens up now and the flowers start to bloom and the world starts to expand again in spring, you're equally in like a spring period where you'll get to plant new seeds that soon get to make buds and kind of expand into beautiful flowers. And then we have a walking staff, support and encouragement. So if you do need support during this time with getting through these blocks, these beliefs, these fears, then get yourself the support, like grab the walking stuff. Yeah, don't hesitate. On that note, if you do feel called to get the support from me, for example, you can book Unbecoming, which is a 2 hour private session that is designed to help you release those strategies and the beliefs and the habits that no longer serve the goals that you have. This could be perfect for you in the state that you were in. But again, no pressure at all. If you're curious, you can find the details in the show notes below. Other than that, I trust and I know that you will know what kind of support you need. It can be very powerful for you to lean on support throughout this period. So that being said, thank you so much for tuning in. Again, check out the show notes for some free resources as well. And then I will see you in the next reading. Thank you so much for listening. Okay, group 3. Let's see. Let's dive into your month ahead reading. There's been maybe a bit of grievance for you over the last months or years, maybe even. Maybe you've been feeling stuck and like you don't really know how to continue, and you've been feeling maybe a little bit hopeless and yeah, like, what's the word? Like lost in a way. And Spirit just wants you to know that there's going to be opportunities for you this month to release this. And I have a feeling that maybe these feelings, they come from rather externally than internally. So maybe there's people that said things to you that made you feel this way, or there's been things that happened that made you feel this way, that made you feel a little bit powerless. And this month, you're really going to shift your approach to how you welcome these things. You're really going to, like, kind of like the song Taylor wrote about cancelled, kind of like take on this attitude of be like, okay, so what, like, talk about me, and like, I'm here for it. Like, I'm unstoppable. I know who I am. I love myself, and I know I can go through this regardless. And by the way, I think that the episode that's coming out next week, let me check. Yeah, the episode that's coming out next week, that's going to be so powerful for you to listen to. So make sure to come back to that episode next week once it drops on Friday, because we're going to talk about really finding out who you are at your core. And I feel like you really find out who you are at your core, and you're really stepping deeper into that and really owning that, while also owning what matters to you, and really finding a balance between, yeah, taking advice from externally, but also, or like taking some feedback from the external world, but also really knowing and like feeding off of the confidence that you have within. So that's something that's going to be very highlighted for you this month, where you really step back into your power, in the sense that you're not letting your faith up to someone or something externally, but you really claim that, and you're really like, okay, I'm the creator of my reality, and I can choose how much of that affect me. I also think that maybe withdrawing a little bit from just social media and like the news and all of that, maybe you've been consuming a lot of that, letting the noise of the world get to you a little bit too much. It's going to be very important for you to find a healthy balance with those, and maybe withdraw a little bit, so that you can find a new middle ground for yourself, and so you can pursue your goals again with a bit more of a healthier mindset, let's say. Hey, other than that, I see you nurturing some projects, some goals a lot during this month, and it's going to be like everything that you do in working towards projects, working towards building more income, that's going to be highly supported. And there's also this reminder of like, sometimes we don't really see how things are growing sometimes, and maybe that's also part of what you've been feeling, that you've been feeling like you've been working towards this for such a long time. Like, when are you being rewarded? When is the end result finally there? And there is this reminder of like, sometimes we don't see the things growing on the outside, but on the inside, they are growing actually so much, and they're building this entire root system that is then later on carrying this entire like big tree, right? And so Spirit wants to remind you here that although you might not see it, and although you might feel like you're so far away from your goal right now and you're working so hard, and there's not like coming anything off of it, it's still growing, there's still progress. You just have to trust. And I also see you regaining some of that love, some of that passion for your work again. So yeah, I definitely feel like you've been like feeling a bit more uninspired, or like kind of this feeling of, oh my god, I have to like get up to work again, like why am I doing this kind of energy, but also kind of feeling the pressure of like the external world of like, you have to be successful, you have to get to this place and this place and this place. And I definitely feel like that easing up a little bit, and kind of you feeling more passionate and more inspired to actually get to work and nurture the projects and nurture your success a bit more, which is again a healthy balance to really look at. Let's see what else wants to come through. Okay, so we have autumn, a time for letting go and lightening your load. So yeah, I feel like the load that you need to be lightening is a lot like this emotional load, mental load, like a lot of expectations, a lot of pressure that you maybe put on yourself as well, or that you feel from the external world. And it's really about letting that go and really finding that passion and that inspiration from within you, really reminding yourself, why are you doing this? And like make the why about something that's not money or like a materialistic thing. And then you also have the coyote totem, show humor, laughter is your medicine. So the coyote is all about lightness and like just don't take life so seriously kind of energy. He reminds us to find the joy in everything, even the difficult situations, and really like even trick ourselves sometimes into laughing about something that's not really laughable. So there's a reminder from Spirit to really find the good in everything and like keep that positive mindset, so that will really be really healing for you over the course of this month. And then we have Rosemary, remembrance, loyalty, and faithfulness. So I feel like Spirit wants you to remember that you're on the right path, and that all you need to be doing is to remember why you started or why you were doing this, and to stay loyal to your own path and faithful in what you're building, even though it's difficult at times. And if it is helpful for you, you can surround yourself with rosemary, you can drink rosemary tea or add it to your food, and that energy will then transmit itself through the food into your body and kind of help you stay a bit more on the bright side of things. That being said, thank you so much for tuning in to the reading today. I hope it was helpful. If it did help you, if it did resonate, feel free to screenshot it and share it on your socials and tag me, so I can say thank you in person. And then check out the show notes for any free resources. I've created an incredible free quiz, which I highly recommend you to take just for frenzies as well, but also to figure out what your leadership archetype is, so how you're leading as a female business owner and what that is costing you. And then I see you next episode. Sending you so much love. Bye.